Okay, so our new chapter is depreciation. Since beginning, you are listening this term depreciation. Many times we have discussed its meaning. Now we will learn its accounting in full-fledged manner. Now see the meaning of depreciation. Depreciation is a gradual and permanent decrease in the value of an asset from any cause. Obviously, uh, depreciation just don't occur in a single day. It's a gradual decrease in the value of the asset. If you have purchased any fixed asset, say furniture, it will not reduce by 1000 in a single day. Over the time when you are using, or even if you are not using that furniture, the value will go down day by day. So it's a gradual and it's a permanent decrease in the value. It cannot happen that your furniture goes down by rupees 1000 and then some other day it will come up by some value. It will not happen. The once the value is decreased, it is decreased. The process of allocation of the cost of a fixed asset over its useful life is known as depreciation. So the cost, see how it is allocated over the life of the asset. Suppose you have purchased a car for rupees 5 lakh and you will be using that car for suppose 5 years. Suppose the manufacturer is saying that its useful life is 5 years. So see, you will not be able to recover that amount somehow. What is expense? Expense is the amount which you have paid for some getting some benefit. So obviously some benefit you will be getting immediately, some benefit you will be getting for long term. So when you are purchasing a car, you are paying for long term expense. Obviously you will be getting its benefit for long term. But if you are getting your car fueled, that will give you a very short term benefit. So then you will be able to run your car for few kilometers and then afterwards again you have to get it fueled. So some expenses will provide you short-term benefit and some expenses will provide you long-term benefit. But both are expenses. In one term, you can say that both are expenses. So what is depreciation? Depreciation, you can also say that it is the process of allocation of the cost. You are dividing that cost which you have paid for that fixed asset over the useful life, the life which you will be using it, the number of years or months for which you will be using that particular asset. You are actually dividing that total cost into that span. Why you are dividing into that span? Because suppose same example, if you will be getting benefit of car for next 5 years, so the cost will also be divided in the 5 years so that you will be able to charge that expense in your profit and loss account. So again, now you have prepared profit and loss account also, so you will be able to understand it easily what I am saying. Suppose I have paid a salary. So that salary I have paid for that 1 month benefit which I have already consumed. So because I have taken the services of my employees. So I have paid the salary. That salary has been transferred to profit and loss account because it is a nominal account and it is an expense. But the expenditure which I am making now on car, that is 5 lakh, that is a capital expenditure that will give me long-term benefit. So obviously what I will do, I will divide that 5 lakh cost in 5 years, the useful life of that asset. And then I will be coming to know that yes, okay, now my 1 year expense is rupees 1 lakh. I am not going to recover that anyhow. That is also an expense. After 5 years, again I will be purchasing a new car. So I have divided that total cost of rupees 5 lakh into 5 years, and I come to know that my 1 year expense is 1 lakh rupees. That has also been transferred to profit and loss account. If you remember, you are writing depreciation in your profit and loss account only. So this way, I have given you the example that if you have purchased a car for rupees 5 lakh and the useful life useful life is 5 years, then 1 year cost will be 1 year expense will be 1 lakh. 1 year expense will be 1 lakh. So this is also a procedure. Depreciation is also a procedure of dividing the cost of an asset into the span of its useful life and accordingly transferring the expense to profit and loss account. So means we are charging our short-term expenses as well as long-term expenses to our profit and loss account in that manner. Now coming to the special features and characteristics of depreciation. First is it is decline in the value of fixed asset. So it is decline in the value of fixed asset means that obviously your asset, fixed asset value will go down. The moment you will charge a depreciation, the value of your asset will go down. Such decline is of permanent nature. Obviously, whatever the decline in the value of asset is there, you will come to know that it is of permanent nature. It cannot be recovered. Suppose you have purchased a car for rupees 5 lakh and the amount of depreciation is 1 lakh. Then that has been gone down by 1 lakh permanently. Your car value is now 4 lakh. You will not be able to get cover that 1 lakh rupees loss anyhow. It is of permanent nature. The value will decline either by their constant use or obsolescence due to expiry of time. The value will decline either by their constant use or obsolescence due to expiry of time. Now, why the value will decline? Either you will be using that car properly day by day, and due to that use, there will be a wear and tear, and that's why the value of the car will go down. First reason, that is by their constant use. But think practically, if suppose I purchased a car and I don't use that, it keeps standing outside my house, then obviously even then its quality will get decline, and after some years it will become obsolete. Some new model may be there, some new technology may be there. People like to purchase the new latest version with latest features. So after some time, because these days technology is upgrading very fast, it may become obsolete. And in case of machines, automobiles, this obsolescence is of high rate. So second reason of declining in the value of the fixed asset is that your asset may become obsolete due to the expiry of time. Even if you don't use the asset, it will become obsolete itself. Suppose you constructed a house and you don't use that building for next 10 years. You don't go there even. So then after 10 years, you will find that it is not in a good condition. It needs a lot of repair work, it's a lot of furnishing work, whatever you have expended at that time, that is not a matter. So even if you are not using the asset, by the expiry of time also, your asset value will come down automatically. So depreciation is gradual and continuous process. So in a day it will not expire. In a day it will not become obsolete. Over the time, it will take time. So that's why it is a gradual process. It's a continuous process. It is the process of allocation of the cost that I have explained earlier also in the meaning, that in one way depreciation is the process of dividing the cost of the asset over its useful life, so that we will be able to charge that expense to our profit and loss account. See, one concept you have learned, matching concept. Matching concept says that whatever benefit you are taking and whatever cost you are incurring for taking that benefit, that should also be transferred to profit and loss account of the same year. Now, suppose I have purchased a car for 5 years. This year I have used that car. Obviously, I have got some benefit from that car. So whatever the benefit I have got from that car, that has also an expenditure behind that. That expenditure is of cost of car also and cost of fuel also. So both should be transferred to the profit and loss account of the same year, because I will be writing the sales also, I will be writing the benefit also in the income side. Now, then next point is the term is used only for tangible fixed assets. See, there are two types of fixed assets. One are tangible and one are intangible. So tangible fixed assets are those assets which you can see, which you can touch. So that are called tangible assets, means they are existing in physical terms, like furniture, machinery, building. These are tangible fixed assets. And others are intangible fixed assets. What are intangible fixed assets? The assets which you cannot see, which you cannot touch, those are not having any physical existence. So that is termed as intangible assets. So what are the examples of fixed intangible assets? Goodwill, copyrights, patents, trademarks, mining rights, mastheads. Many examples are there for intangible assets. So whenever, and both value will decline, obviously the tangible fixed assets value will also decline, as well as the intangible fixed assets value will also decline. So intangible fixed assets will not use this term depreciation. However, the value will be declining. So the term depreciation is always used only and only for the declining in the value of fixed assets, tangible fixed assets. And now what is your question will be that what term will be used in the case of decline in the value of intangible fixed assets? That term is known as amortization. I will write here. That term is called amortization. However, both are of same nature. There is no difference between depreciation and amortization if you will see the accounting treatment. But two separate terms have been used for two different types of assets. So for tangible assets, we use the term depreciation, and for intangible assets, we use the term amortization. And sometimes you will find it is simply written off. However, this term is used for both written off depreciation, writing off depreciation, or writing off patents, trademarks. So writing off means charging to profit and loss account. Writing off means charging to profit and loss account and declining in the value of assets. It is a non-cash expense. It is a non-cash expense means that, like suppose I say, and you think practically, and you please answer this question in chat box also. I have purchased a car for rupees 5 lakh. At the time of purchase, I paid to the vendor, the company from which I am purchasing the car, I have paid to that company rupees 5 lakh. Now after 1 year, when I've used that car, I am assessing its value. And that time I decided that, okay, the cost was 5 lakh and the manufacturer is saying that its useful life is 5 years. So obviously 1 year depreciation will be 1 lakh. Its value will go down by 1 lakh every year. So my depreciation amount is 1 lakh. So now I have recorded that depreciation. What will be the journal entry for depreciation? Can you tell me the journal entry for depreciation? Okay, now many of you have shared the journal entry. The journal entry will be obviously, if I write it, depreciation account debit, depreciation account debit to car account, depreciation account debit to car account. This will be the journal entry for charging depreciation. Now you will find there is no cash here. And obviously you can think practically about that also. I've given you example that at the time of purchase, when you have purchased the car, you have paid rupees 5 lakh for purchasing that car. Now after 1 year, you are deciding that how much value has gone down of my car. And as per the lifespan of that car, you have decided that, okay, 5 years use is there, 1 year I have used. So that means my 1 year value consumption is rupees 1 lakh. I have consumed that much benefit of this car. That is 1 lakh. So obviously, now I am not required to pay this 1 lakh again to anyone. I hope you will be able to understand this point very easily, that when your car value is going down, at that time you are not supposed to make payment of this 1 lakh to anyone. That's why it is termed as always non-cash expense. It is an expense, obviously, but that expense has already been paid at the time of purchase of the car. We are just charging one portion of that capital expenditure to our profit and loss account this year as rupees 1 lakh, and we have named that expense as depreciation. So I hope that the meaning of non-cash expense is much clear. Why I am emphasizing again and again non-cash expense? Because most of the students are not clear about this concept till their class 12th also. And we need this concept in class 11th as well as in class 12th. So sometimes they get confused with this term, why it is a non-cash expense. It should be logically clear in our minds why it is a non-cash expense. And that's why it is written, it does not involve any cash outflow. It does not involve any cash outflow. So I hope the meaning of depreciation is clear. Features of depreciation is clear. Let me know in the chat box. Okay, now see the next part. What are the causes of depreciation? So first we have discussed that whenever we are using any asset, any fixed asset we are using, so obviously due to that use, some wear and tear will be there in the asset. Obviously we have to maintain that, but even then some wear and tear will be there. You can have practical experience of many assets at your place also. Whenever you are see your house, you can see your vehicle, you can see. So the position it was on the first day, now it will not be in that position. So by constant use, the value of the asset goes down due to its wear and tear. Then by the expiry of time also, even if you are not using the asset, by the expiry of time also, the value of the asset will go down day by day, obviously. So you suppose purchase a machine or you purchase a vehicle, it is also a machine, and you don't use that. Let it be there standing, and you will find that after few months or even after few years, it will be in a very bad condition because you are not maintaining it properly, you are not using it properly. So it will also become obsolete. It will also be not in that quality that was of first day. So by the expiry of time also, the value of the asset goes down. Then the third one is by the expiry of legal rights. See, sometimes we get some legal rights for some assets. Suppose you got a lease for 20 years for rupees 5 lakh. So because your right is for 20 years, as the year will keep on passing, your the value which you have paid for that right will also be going down. So the value of right is actually an intangible asset. So your value of right is going down year by year. So that will also be a depreciation. Then by obsolescence, obviously, if in case of especially the machines, generally the technology gets changed very fast, and now you need new technology machines in your business. So obviously the old machines become obsolete. You can take the best example as mobile phones. 2-3 years back, around 2016, if you will go, there were no 4G phones. The moment 4G phones came into the market, the technology was launched. The old mobile phones which we were using at that time have become obsolete. Their value has gone down by high amount. So that technology has been changed. Now each and everyone want to purchase the 4G phone. So that's why the old model phone has become obsolete now. By accident, so by accident also, there will be a high decline in the value of the asset. It may be fire also, it may be road accident also, it may be any sort of accident, earthquake also. So if your value, if your asset get damaged by some accident, that will be also a reason for depreciation in the value of your fixed asset. By depletion, depletion is generally used for mines and oil wells like that, because you are digging out the mineral which is lying there. So obviously, suppose there is 100 kilogram total quantity available, and for that 100 kilogram you have paid rupees 100 to the government. So now if you have digged out 20% of it, so the value of that mine will also go down by 20%. Even if you want to sell that mine right to someone else, you will not be getting the full amount back because you have taken the advantage of that mine also. So in case of mines and oil wells, due to depletion of that mine or oil well, whatever you have taken out of that mine or oil well, that will be cause of depreciation of that value. Then last one is by permanent fall in the market price. Obviously, sometimes there is a huge reduction in the market price of any product also, that will also cause a depreciation in the value of your fixed asset. So in that manner, we have discussed features, causes and meaning of the depreciation. Rest we will discuss in the next class.